Last time on Pokemon Violet, we conquered the Levincia Gym. This time, we're back in school. Going through a whole bunch of lessons. Wish my voice luck. Hello. I hope everyone's ready to learn some new things today. You all did really great on the midterm exam. Thanks for answering my little question at the end too. I'll be sure to keep your responses in mind. Alright, we're now heading into the last half of our classes together. It's time for our knowledge to evolve and grow, just like our Pokemon. Evolution, yep. Evolution. Today we're going to learn about the fascinating phenomenon of Pokemon evolution. As your Pokemon battle and level up, they learn moves and get stronger. And for some Pokemon, once they've leveled up enough, their appearance changes and their stats increase, sometimes by a lot. That's Pokemon evolution. Pokemon become very strong when they evolve, making them trusty partners in battle. But some people prefer to keep their Pokemon in their adorable pre-evolved states. To do this, you just need to remember a certain button when your Pokemon begins to evolve. Say it with me if you already know. Cancel evolution, press the A button! No, B button. That's right everyone, B for best answer. The button you want when you need to stop a Pokemon from evolving is the B button. If you press this button soon after a Pokemon begins to evolve, you can stop it from changing. You can also let the Pokemon hold an item known as an Everstone to keep it from evolving. And keep in mind that requirements for evolution differ from Pokemon to Pokemon. Some may evolve by having a certain item, such as a Fire Stone or Thunderstone, used on them. Others may have to learn a specific move or defeat a specific Pokemon in battle to evolve. The way Primeape evolves into Annihilape is especially strange. Okay. So, I remember when this game first came out, people were seeing Annihilape for the first time in the Elite Four. And were like, what the hell is that? I didn't know that was even a Pokemon. Obviously, they didn't do their school lessons. They're just telling you right here. You see, there's a certain move that... Okay, it doesn't tell you what move, but it tells you that's a move-based evolution. Whoops, sorry, looks like we're out of time. Guess we'll have to end the class here today. Thank you all for your attention. Hello, boy, welcome on. Yes, it is a lot of text. And it's not even that long since I last did this. And as I thought, there's going to be 2 classes for each subject. Yeah, I mean, it's a unique move for Primeape. All you need to know was that Primeape has an evolution, and it's called Annihilape. Hello. I hope everyone's ready to learn some new things today. So before we get going, do you all remember the final question from our midterm exam? Well, Director Clavel found out about it somehow and I got yelled at. Whoops. Apparently he could tell I was hiding something just by looking at me. He must have noticed all the colour flushed right out of my face. Speaking of colour, today I'd like to teach you all about colours as they pertain to Pokemon. Some Pokemon have slightly different coloration or patterning on their bodies, based on their gender or individual differences. In very rare cases, a Pokemon may have wildly different coloration compared to others of the same species. We call these specimens shiny Pokemon. It is quite rare to cross paths with one. I've already got one. Does anyone here know what the likelihood of finding a shiny Pokemon is? About 1 in 4,000. Wow, that's right. You may have the makings of a Pokemon, Professor Rogue. It's actually 1 in 4,096. Shiny Pokemon appear at a rate of 1 in 4,000. Isn't that amazing? The probability of encountering one in the wild is the same as hatching one from an egg, too. Eggs from a pair of Pokemon raised around differing languages are a special case, pursued the method. There's a higher than average chance that a shiny Pokemon will hatch from these eggs. But we haven't been able to figure out why that is just yet, because the game devs are assholes. I've also heard rumors of a charm that increases your likelihood of finding shiny Pokemon when you have it in your bag. Can you believe that? This claim can't be scientifically verified, but it sure would be fun if it were true. Whoops, that's the bell. That's all for today. Thank you for your attention. But yes, the chance of getting a shiny is actually 4,096. So it's a very rare chance. And the Masuda method was basically them trying to get people to trade around the world, but they introduced it before internet, like online trading was a thing. So kind of bullshit. Hello everyone, well done on the midterm exam. Some of you earned perfect scores, I think I did. And others seem to have a bit of trouble, but I can tell you all tried your best. I'm quite pleased to say that every last one of you passed. I can only assume this means you have all come to love numbers. Meh. Stay sharp and try your best for the rest of my classes too. Speaking of staying sharp, do you know how the word applies to Pokemon battles? That's right, it has to do with stat sharply increase. Pokemon stats can rise and fall throughout the course of battle, correct? For example, if Pokemon uses the move Work Up, its attack and special attack stats will raise by 1 stage each. And as you may know, each time a Pokemon's attack or special attack raises 1 stage, moves affected by that stat will deal 50% more damage. Oh, so that's... I was actually wondering what 1 stage actually meant numerically. If that same Pokemon from our previous example were to use Work Up again, both its attack and special attack will have risen by 2 stages total. This results in a 100% increase in damage dealt, making its moves twice as strong. Swords Dance, on the other hand, boosts attack by 2 stages at once, allowing the Pokemon to deal double damage after just a single use. Using Swords Dance twice would boost Pokemon's attack by 4 stages. How much more damage then would this Pokemon deal? Quadruple damage now, everyone. Wow, that's great! You answered this difficult question with ease, Rurik. Each stage that Pokemon's attack or special attack stats raise increases damage by 50%. So being raised 4 stages would result in a 4 times 50% or 200% increase. The base damage of a move is 100%, so adding 200% to that gives us 300%. In other words, the next move the Pokemon uses will deal triple damage. Type matchups, critical hit damage and other factors all play into these calculations as well. So even a small boost must be taken seriously. By the way, if a stat simply rose, that means it's gone up by 1 stage. If it rose sharply, that's 2 stages. And if it rose drastically, that's 3 stages. Just so you know, the X attack and X special attack items, which can only be used in battle, can be used to sharply boost those respective stats. Oh my, is that the bell? I suppose that's all for now. What a shame. Today's lesson was a little difficult, so be sure to review what you learned in order to stay sharp. I'll see you all again next class. Yeah, you're right, 50% is a lot. I did not realize it was that much. Like, that actually changes my opinion on if stat raising moves are worth it, because I always thought, you know, oh, it's only like probably 5-10%. I can just keep slamming away at them. But if it's actually like giving them extra 50% defense, that actually is significant. So we'll begin soon, don't be tardy. Hello everyone, let's have a fun class today. You make sure to review last class's material in order to stay sharp. I know it was a little difficult with all that talk of multiplications and percentages and the like. But today we're talking about percentages again to learn about probability. Great. This may sound like we're going to have another difficult class, but did you know that all of you already deal with probability on a regular basis? Pokemon moves generally have a property called accuracy, which determines the probability that they will hit. The accuracy of Tackle is 100, or 100%. So if you use Tackle 100 times, you can expect to hit all 100 times. The move Hypnosis, which puts opponents to sleep, has an accuracy of 60 or 60%. That means you could expect to hit 60 times in 100 uses. Put that another way, out of 100 uses, you could expect to miss 40 times. In not really actually accurate. Ah, nice. You were playing Scarlet and Violet as well. Nice. Yes, I am doing a blind playthrough. Many of the truly powerful moves often tend to have lower accuracy. So when you're deciding whether to go slow and steady with moves that are shorter hit, or hard and fast with stronger but less accurate moves, you're already studying probability. Let me see here. Perhaps Surf and Hydro Pump would be good examples for this discussion. Surf has a power of 90, its accuracy is 100, and you can expect it to hit every time. Hydro Pump's accuracy is only 80, but when it hits, its power is 110. So between Surf and Hydro Pump, which move would you want to use yourself? Depends on the situation. Oh my, I see you're always considering various possibilities for it. I may have made it sound like there was a correct answer here, but there's not. Free to use any moves you wish, except Splash. Do not use Splash. Factors like PP or number of targets hit may make some moves more suited to certain situations. However, trading accuracy for power, or vice versa, is purely a matter of preference. This Surf versus Hydro Pump debate has been ongoing for quite some time. Personally, I'm more invested in debating the Rock type moves, Rock Slide and Stone Edge. Let me tell you, I could really get worked up talking about those moves, but oh my. There's the bell. What a shame. Next class will be the last of our time together, so show up 100% ready to go. Oh, thank God. History! Mr. Ryford. Greetings, my little students. Whatever you did yesterday is now part of history. I was hoping to continue unraveling the marvels that history has presented to us today. However, I imagine your ability to concentrate has been spectacularly derailed by my midterm. I suppose changing things up for fun and variety may be a good idea every now and then. So allow me to tell you an old fairy tale that's been passed down in Paldea for generations. Once upon a time, there was a king who very much enjoyed collecting treasure. He was particularly fond of treasures from other countries. One day, a merchant from the east heard rumors of this king and came to meet him. The merchant laid out 4 treasures in front of the treasure-loving king. The 4 treasures were as follows: a vessel, a sword, a set of tablets, and a set of beads. Seeing such rarities before him, the king leaped for joy. He showered the merchant with gold coins and claimed all 4 of the treasures for himself. Ah, perfect timing to make eye contact, young Rurik. Answer me this. I said that one of the treasures was a set of tablets. What do you think these tablets were? Medicine that you chew on, and electronic devices. Wooden planks for writing on. Correct, your daily pursuit of knowledge serves you well. These particular tablets were wooden and used as a writing medium in the East in ancient times. As you may know, they fell out of popular use as paper became more universally available. For the king to consider these paper substitutes treasures, they must have been of superb quality. That, or perhaps they had some amazingly profound teachings written on them. So the king obtained these 4 treasures, and on that very night, said that a terrible disaster rained down upon his castle, reducing it to rubble by dawn. Oh ho, is that the time already? I wasn't done with my story, but alas, so ends today's lesson. If you're interested in how the story ends, you may come see me outside class hours. Once we're done, we'll be moving on to a general Pokemon. Greetings, my little students. Whatever you did yesterday is now part of history. Stop saying that. Today, we will continue to unravel the marvels that history has presented to us. I trust that you all remember our lesson before the midterm exam concerning the Great Crater of Paldea and its interior, Area Zero. This mysterious crater captured the imaginations of many, including the former Paldean Emperor. 200 years ago, a group of explorers claimed to have finally reached the steps. The name of the team that achieved this great feat was the Area Zero Expedition. The team is said to have been made up of Paldea's best and brightest. skilled battlers, brilliant researchers, talented individuals of all kinds. Among the list of team members was the name of a man who was an author and brilliant natural historian, Heath. After returning from the expedition to Area Zero, he used his literary talent to record the events of the expedition and publish them. That's the purple book, isn't it? Ha! Perfect timing to make eye contact, young Rurik. Let's see if you were paying attention. What was the name of the team that first made it to the deepest reaches of the crater? The Area Zero Expedition. Correct. Pick up on and remember a term I simply slipped into the flow of the lecture. You really are quite the clever one. Trust me, I'm doing better than I did in my own school. The correct name for this team was the Area Zero Expedition. The record of the activities written by the expedition member Heath can be found in bookstores and the like even today. This record is now known as a pilot book, called it. At the time, the entire region of Paldea was absolutely buzzing about Area Zero. The pilot book was so popular that practically everyone had a copy. However, the book itself was full of fantastical descriptions and illustrations of things that would never be thought of as real. The Maxes began to call Heath a liar. Even the troop of the expedition making it to the bottom of the crater was called into question. The pilot book was condemned to the shelves of used bookstores as just another book of wild paranormal stories. There's a copy on one of the bookshelves on the ground floor of the entrance hall. Feel free to have a read if you're interested. I've already done that. Oh, it's at the time already. You must have gone swept up and filling your minds with knowledge. That ends today's lesson. We will unravel more of history's enigmas together next time. Oh boy, you haven't seen me doing the language one. You're gonna have fun with that one. How did you like the midterm exam? You all did really great. We're halfway there and now time for another lesson. Get table break. Are you ready? Oui. Red Bond respond. Right answer. Merci, my friends. I knew I could count on you stars. Leading up to the midterm, we learned all sorts of words from different regions. Starting today, though, I'll be throwing you the curveball before we begin listening comprehension. Oh, great. This is where I always went badly in choices. Merci. Go for it, my assistant. Pikachu. Pikachu! As you just heard, Pokemon can also use words to communicate. It's not always easy for us to understand them, but their words have meaning just as ours do. Pokemon can use language to share all kinds of information with each other. The location of food, wherever there may be predators nearby. The same Pokemon's cries may sound different depending on what it wants to say. I'm sure you're all curious, so aujourd'hui, today that is, let's learn some Pokemon language. Tempri, if you would be so kind, Pikachu. Yeah! What emotion do you suppose Pikachu was trying to convey just now? Happiness. What? And Pikachu says, Pika! Is it anger? Angry voice, huh? Okay. It looked happy. That's right. I had my little Pikachu friend here pretend to be angry for us. Don't you think you did a great job? Give Pikachu a round of applause, everyone. No, the Pikachu I know is always happy when using Thunder. The same Pokemon can even communicate its feelings in many different ways. Their voices change depending on their mood and physical condition. By listening more carefully to Pokemon, you might gain a deeper understanding of them. That having been said, Pokemon are quite mysterious creatures. Some actually don't communicate with words at all, but instead use things like electromagnetic or ultrasonic waves. Some even use telepathy. Hi, Mewtwo. Now, apropos of nothing, let me give you all one of my wise words of advice. If you poke at your Pokemon too many times or watching them during picnics, they'll get mad at you like Pikachu demonstrated. Why is that a thing? Well, adios, matinee, à la prochaine. See you later, everyone. The Pikachu I was talking about was Ash's Pikachu. Who, you know, takes great joy in using Thunder against Team Rocket. Yeah, about halfway through. We're getting there. So is the slowest part of Pokemon Violet, but it is the part that I want to get through regardless. My dear friends, how are you all today? Hope you're doing marvelously well. It's time for another of Salvatore's language lessons. Etevu break, are you ready? Oui. I would expect no less from my excellent friends. Even your replies to my questions are excellent. How should we, today, we will once again be focusing on listening. Bessie, go for it, my assistant. Pikachu, Pikachu. Pikachu! As you may remember from our last class, the same Pokemon's cries may sound different depending on what it wants to say. Should we, today that is, we will be learning more about the language used by Pokemon. Chitempri, if you'd be so kind, Pikachu. Pika! That sounds a little bleak, doesn't it? The voice seems a little lower pitched, too. What emotion do you suppose Pikachu was trying to convey just now? Sadness, as you said it was lower, even though I can't tell that it was lower. Is this just a bit audio track? Ding ding ding, that's right, very fantastic! And Pikachu says, yeah! It's expressing sadness. Kind of makes you want to cry, doesn't it? No, it makes me want to poke his cheeks. That's right, I had my little Pikachu cry as if it was crying. Funny joke, right? No. Don't you think it's a great job? Give Pikachu a round of applause, everyone. Go away. And now, apropos of nothing, let me give you all one of my wise words of advice. If you hear one of your Pokemon making sad noises like this one, you should treat them with even more kindness than usual. But you probably already knew that though. A piece of cake for you all, I'm sure. Of course, this goes for your classmates and others as well. Friends should support each other in times of sadness. I truly hope that you all can have smiles on your faces all the time, my friends. For prochain course, next lesson that is... our prochain course, next lesson that is, will be our final lesson together. Hope you're ready for the climactic final. Yeah, the next time I come back to do these will be through the final lesson and the final term papers. 3 to go. Well, 6 to go. We're getting there. I don't know what the rewards are, but I did hear they give rewards, which is why I'm doing them. Another day, another round of battle, Sunny. Oh, soon! Let's get right to it. You all gave everything you had on the midterm exams. Well done! We'll resume our regular classes today. So keep up that energy for the second half of the term. Have you all been using the R button to send out your Pokemon? If you do, your Pokemon will run off in the direction you're facing. It's a super useful tactic that lets your Pokemon pick up faraway items for you. That's not all. If there's a wild Pokemon near where you send your Pokemon, they'll start battling each other. We call those battles auto battles. Just as the name implies, your Pokemon will act on its own during auto battles, and you won't have to give it any commands. If your Pokemon wins, it will get XP points, just like it would in a regular battle. If you make good use of these battles, they can be a really efficient way to train your party. But you'll want to remember that Pokemon won't evolve or learn new moves right away if they level up from an auto battle. Also, if a Pokemon loses an auto battle, it will come back with just a small amount of HP left. Be sure to heal it up right away. Whoops, I just about did the whole class as a one-sided lecture. Does anyone have any questions so far? How do I stop an auto battle? There's no stopping an auto battle once it starts. You have to wait and see how it plays out. You call your Pokemon off before the battle starts, so if you press the ZR button while your Pokemon is still on its way to the opponent. Even during auto battles, our Pokemon are out there battling for us, their trainers. Keep an eye on them as much as possible, and if it looks like they're going to lose, be sure to have them retreat. Also, this goes without saying, Pokemon with low HP are already worn out. They probably won't enjoy your auto battles as much, so don't work them too hard, okay? In conclusion, auto battles only work if a trainer and their Pokemon have a relationship of mutual trust. Be smart with how you use auto battles so you don't lose the trust of your Pokemon. Oh man, I was just about to suggest we do some hands-on practice to really drive the point home. But yes, we've run out of time as usual. Class is over for now. Take care, you little rascals. One more battle studies, let's go. Yes, I have the good electric rat. Though he was pathetically weak in his first form, like his defense was so low. It's not much better in his second form either. Another day, another round of battle study. Oh, so let's get right to it. Hope you gave auto battles a shot like we talked about last class. Making good use of auto battles will let you train up a bunch of different Pokemon. It's also an efficient way to gather the Pokemon materials you need to make TMs at TM machines. Speaking of which, have you all been using the TM machines? I sure hope so, because it's pop quiz time. To create TMs, you need Pokemon materials and one other thing. Anyone remember what it is? HP! That's LP. Looks like you're already a TM machine pro, new kid. The correct answer is League Point, so LP for sure. You can give LP and Pokemon materials to a TM machine to create TMs. But that's not all. You can also exchange Pokemon materials at a TM machine to get LP. I recently heard about some shady individuals getting LP illegally using a technique called hacking or something like that. So I know this isn't the case, but please tell me this is a jab at the recent exploit that got patched like 3 or 4 weeks ago, where people were racking up like massive amounts of LP and money from raids or something. I don't want any of you getting involved in bad stuff like that, got it? Anyway, you can also add TMs that you want to make to your watch list, so keep an eye on the materials you need to gather. In conclusion, in order to make TMs, you need Pokemon materials. If you want to get hold of lots of materials, you have to battle all kinds of Pokemon. Oh man, I was just about to suggest we do some hands-on practice to really drive the point home. But I guess we're never going to have the time. That's over for now. Take care, you little rascals. Really? So the hacking of the LP system is a plot-relevant thing, I assume for Team Star, for one of the Star members I haven't fought yet. More to go. Let's get to it. Hello class, it's I, Hassel, the weird creepy guy, yet again. Oh hey Penny. Pleased to say that everybody did very well in the midterm exams. As a reward for all your hard work, we have a special guest visiting us today. Now then, Brassy, please come in. Greetings. Oh, fuck. I called Hassel a creepy guy. This is a creepy guy. This guy has some issues. I am Brassius. I am an artist and I focus exclusively on grass-type Pokemon for my work. Brassius here mainly creates 3-dimensional pieces, such as statues and the like. One of his major works is the installation titled Surrendering Sunflora, an artisan. Many of you who have challenged the artisan gym are no doubt familiar with these sculptures. Yes, I do recognize some faces among your students. Hope you all understand how fortunate you are to be able to attend Hass's classes. Old Hass is a man who saved me when I had lost all hope and given up on myself. But he never gave up on me. I do not exaggerate when I say that he is my mentor in life. It's precisely thanks to Hass that I was able to establish my current art. It's your fault, Hass. Dear Brassy, I've nothing against reminiscing about old times, but today I hope you'll guide this class in a way only you can. Of course. Like, look at those eyes, man. They're crazy. Let's see. Why don't we discuss what Hass mentioned, surrendering Sunflora? Can anyone here tell what my mood was when I crafted this detached expression? A sad mood? No, completely and utterly wrong. When I made that sculpture, I'd surrendered up all hope. I was preparing to give up everything. Yeah, so you'd be sad. I resolved to give up my life as an artist if that piece did not receive proper recognition. Hence the name Surrendering Sunflora? What was that face? What? Exactly it, Hass. When I started out as an artist, I experienced many hardships. I even became deathly ill and fell into a slump that drove me to desperation. I began worrying only about what would sell. I was concerned only with fame and fortune. But all my pieces during this time had no depth. They were all shallow trash. It was then that I met Hass. It helped me realize how petty I was being. I'll spare you the details. But in the end, I was able to leave all that behind. And that was also when I crafted the Sunflora. Remarkable! Even I did not know the full story until now. This kind of thing is hard to tell someone, especially when they are so close to you. Now, I don't doubt that you adolescents will often find your heads crowded with worries. My advice to you is simple. Be honest with yourself and do whatever your heart desires. So long as you don't cause trouble, that is. That is all from me. I must admit, I'm beginning to feel a bit embarrassed, so I bid you farewell, Hass. And farewell to your pupils as well. What was the correct answer there? Was it angry? Oh, Brassy, I can't believe such a wonderful class. Thank you so much. No. Just no. What the hell? No. I'm not doing that. Hello class, it is I, Hassel yet again. First, allow me to apologize for losing my composure during our last class. Arvin looks so out of place sitting there like that compared to like the little kid next to him. I was so touched by Brassius' story that I simply couldn't contain my emotions. I'm sorry for making such a scene. I certainly got a very stern talking to from Miss Time after that class, yes. Anyway, let's shift gears and dive into the material for today's class. Now, have any of you heard of the 10 sites of Paldea? Well, I found one of them. As the name would imply, they are 10 sites in Paldea that are considered particularly beautiful. Among them, I would say that the Grand Olive Orchard is likely the most accessible. You can see field after field of olive trees on the hill on the way to Cortondo. 2 waterfalls are also counted among these 10 sites, Uri Falls and Casarroyo Falls. Then there's the peak of Glaciado Mountain, known as Paldea's highest peak. There's another cliff on Glaciado Mountain that's named after its rather unique shape. So let me ask you, my students, what is the name of the 3-pronged cliff on Glaciado Mountain, known to grasp at straws? Really? Glaciado's grasp? Exactly. Looks like a hand taking hold of something, doesn't it, Roo? What hands? Are you an AI? Is that why you draw hands with 3 fingers? Exactly, it looks like a hand taking hold of something, doesn't it, Roo? The 3-pronged cliff on Glaciado Mountain is in fact known as Glaciado's grasp. Though its shape is far too stubby to be that of a human hand, I imagine someone thought it looked like a Pokemon hand tapping something. There's also the mountains in Area 3 of the East Province where you can get a good look at Levincia. It's particularly gorgeous at night. In fact, the view is so brilliant it is known as a million-volt skyline. I hear it's quite a hotspot for dates, and deservedly so for having such a romantic view. I imagine it's, what do the kids say these days, a very bleak selfie spot. I feel bad just saying that. Do not clip that. Of course, you may feel that not all 10 sites live up to their grandiose names. How often do we visit some tourist spot only to be disappointed? Not to say you shouldn't visit them, only that you should keep your hopes in check. The important thing is to go yourself and see them with your own two eyes. But sometimes a disappointing experience can be worthwhile in its own way. Take a chance. He's done. 2 to go and then we can get out of here. Mr. Sagaro. Put away your phones, it's time to begin class. But some of you had to retake the midterm exam multiple times. What? I'm glad to say that the majority of the class passed without issue. We're honored to see that the knowledge and skills indispensable for daily life are taking root in all of you. I trust that you will all work just as hard on your life skills in the second half of our course as well. Let us now turn our attention to the topic of the day, which was inspired by a question I received on the subject of meal powers. The student who asked this question is a young man who enjoys the culinary art. It was Arvin, wasn't it? He tells me that he regularly researches culinary techniques on his own and pays careful attention. I just noticed the little kids have booster seats. He also spends day and night studying all aspects of the culinary arts. Yet despite this, he is baffled by his inability to increase the effectiveness of his meal plans. So tell me, Master Ruth, that you did quite well in your midterm exam. What should, it was up, and this young man do to increase the effectiveness of his meal powers? Then? You should make food barbecue. Perfectly correct. I see that you are knowledgeable about the culinary arts. To increase the effectiveness of meal powers, your sandwiches must be filled with many different ingredients. For a single person, this may prove difficult, but if you prepare a sandwich with others, you will be able to handle a larger serving of bread. With a larger base to start with, it becomes quite simple to add more ingredients to your sandwich, which in turn makes it possible to achieve meal powers of increased effectiveness. This applies more broadly as well when dealing with difficult issues. Working with others to solve that issue may be the best course of action. I'm sure that Arvin will likewise work with friends to craft the sandwiches in the future. You just outed him, you idiot. Okay. The identity of the male student is a matter of privacy, so I'd ask that you do not pry too deep. You just told us his name. Oh god. What the hell? I wasn't expecting that. Last class, let's get to it. Put away your phones, it's time to begin class. While you're out performing fieldwork with one of your Pokemon walking alongside you, have you ever noticed changes in its coloration? Now I don't mean that it suddenly becomes a shiny Pokemon, ain't nonsense like that. I'm speaking of it becoming filthy. Pokemon battle, they get hurt by moves used against them. They get battered by wind and rain, they get covered in sand and mud. They get, in a word, filthy. I've seen many a trainer walking about with their adorable little Pokemon without addressing this issue. It is deplorable. What if my Pokemon doesn't like water? Let me ask this question of someone who I am sure would not tolerate such shameful conduct. Ah yes, Master Rory. What should you do if your Pokemon is dirty? Pat it on the head. Damn. Perfectly correct. I knew I could count on you to provide me with such an answer. When your Pokemon are dirty, clean them. This is of course simple common sense. While you are having a picnic, you can approach the Pokemon on your team and perform a variety of actions. One such action is putting them through what I like to call the Pokemon wash. In other words, you're able to clean them up. You start by getting your sponge lathered up with soapy bubbles as you gently and carefully scrub your Pokemon. Once your Pokemon is nice and covered in soapy bubbles, the bubbles will encapsulate the filth. I'm not sure that's how it works. Then you simply wash away with a spray of water. This will get your Pokemon clean and shiny, bright as the Terra Jewel. It's certainly quite a bit of work. This will also restore HP and cure the arm. But it already does that just by having a sandwich. However, some Pokemon may have parts of their bodies that they don't want scrubbed or that they'd rather not get wet. Be sure to keep this in mind when cleaning your Pokemon. The most important point that I must mention, some Pokemon like to be dirty. I will contradict myself by saying this. Please remember that cleaning your Pokemon is not always the kind thing to do. Time together has come to an end for today. I bid you all farewell. Thank you. Yeah, so they're saying if you clean your Pokemon, it heals them and cures their conditions, but why not just feed them a sandwich? Okay, that is all the lessons done for now. So next time on Pokemon Violet, we will continue exploring north of Levincia.